Hello, welcome to the GG&A special webinar on Giving USA 2015, the annual report on philanthropy, where we'll be focusing on art and culture. This special analysis is based upon Giving USA data from 2015. And I am Ed Sevilla from Grenzebach & Associates. I'm heading up the Strategic Communications practice. And our guest is also my colleague Suzanne Hilson-Wiles, who held up the arts and culture practice at GG&A. I can say that at GG&A we're data-driven, and what that means is we base our observations and recommendations upon data, and we enjoy looking at it, discovering patterns and asking why. So we're delighted to have you join us as we look at Giving USA data on arts and culture. So let's go to the first slide here and look at 2014 contributions by source. Suzanne, when you look at this data, what's going on here? What do you see?
Well, last year, Ed, over $358 billion were contributed to nonprofit organizations across all sectors. And when you look at this slide, you see that 80% were contributed by individuals through gifts in their lifetime and bequests. About 20% of the money was contributed by corporations and foundations.
Terrific. It's kind of an 80-20 view of things, right? That's how it seems to be laying out. Terrific.
Correct.
Well, then when we think about contributions by type of recipient organizations, who's receiving these gifts?
Well, you'll see on this slide, 32% of the gifts are made to religious organizations, 15% to education. Arts and culture, which we're focusing on today, received just over $17 billion, which makes it the seventh largest sector out of 10. Arts and culture organizations received about 5% of the money contributed last year.
Okay, so 5% of the total pie going to arts and culture. Well, when we look at that and start to look at changes in giving by source, what's changing?
Well, you'll see that total giving from 2012 to 2014 is up over 7%, and every constituent group has increased, most notably bequests and corporations, which saw double-digit growth during that period.
Terrific. So we're seeing good news there on that front. And
Absolutely.
In fact, if you look across time at this next slide, giving to arts, culture, humanities from 1974 to 2014, you look at these overall trends over time, what's happening here on the trend front?
Well, arts, culture, and humanities had its best year in terms of private philanthropy last year. As I said earlier, over $17 billion was contributed to these organizations, and that was an all-time high. Arts and cultural organizations have also rebounded significantly over the last few years. It's not surprising when you consider that giving to these organizations decreased more dramatically than it did to some other sectors, like particularly social services, but also education. And the rebound from the downturn in the economy was a little slower for these organizations. And finally, we're seeing them catch up and do better than they were pre-recession.
Terrific, terrific. So we're seeing a really good trend there. So then, I guess, Suzanne, as you look at all the data across the different slides and consider the arts and culture clients that we serve at GG&A, what are a few of the key takeaways you have?
Sure. There are a few things that we've been working with on our current clients as they think about how to take advantage of this increase in giving to the sector and the way that it's rebounded. First, there's a lot of emphasis in our cultural clients on growing major gifts beyond trustees. So we're using a lot of analytics to identify people in their membership and subscriber bases, people who look like major donors otherwise, and they haven't been able to capture and engage previously. We think there's real opportunity to do that now. In addition, there's a lot more emphasis on more formal stewardship. Lots of organizations have done a good job on reporting to endowment donors, but cultural organizations are starting to think about how should we be stewarding our leadership annual giving donors to try and get them interested in major gifts. We're also working a lot with them on developing a thoughtful list of gift opportunities. So as more people beyond trustees are interested in major gift opportunities, they have programs to talk about with them. All of these things together are helping to ensure that they're really ready to take advantage of this new opportunity in arts and culture fundraising.
That's great. Thank you, Suzanne. It sounds like there's lots of opportunity and lots to do in the arts and culture sector. I want to thank everybody for joining us. If you have follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to Suzanne or to myself at GGNA. You can find us on the GGNA website, gwenzabachlear.com. And thank you, Suzanne, for your time today, and we thank everybody for joining and listening.
Thank you.